real frustrating game. Had a great opportunity going into halftime to win, coming out of half in the third quarter. Just really played poorly in the third quarter. I thought they did some really good things, but at the end of the day, I thought we beat ourselves with some explosive plays on defense. Not getting anything going on offense, just couldn't find that rhythm. Football's a game of rhythm. We had a great rhythm in the first half on both sides of the ball. In the second half, particularly the third quarter, they got to that rhythm and scored a couple of explosive touchdowns, had a couple of good drives they put together. We got beat on a little, play action, and they slipped number 3 down the middle and got beat on a double move for another explosive touchdown, and then we lost the field position. They did a good job of flipping the field and working off our own goal line. Punter did a nice job, and they did a good job, knocking us backwards. I thought the offense had really good game control in the first half. They were really fantastic in a really good rhythm. We put the ball on the ground, and defense responded. Did a really nice job of responding there, not turning it into any points. Got to stop. But again, first half had a 10-play, 8-play, 13-play drive. Had a 14-play drive in the second half that turned it over on downs there. But I saw some improvement there. And again, I thought Jackson at times was really good and clean and had made a ton of good decisions. And we were running the ball, in a really efficient way. That was a team that going in, I think they were giving up less than 70 yards a game rushing, and we had 125 plus in the first half, and not a whole lot in the second half. But we got into a great rhythm too. Third and fourth down, the first half. We were, I think, maybe 7 out of 9, third and fourth down in the first half on offense, and overall, I think we were around just under 50%. Not very good in the second half, but overall on offense, just under 50% conversion on third and fourth downs against a good experienced defense, and I think they were just under 35% conversion rate. So a lot of good things that we played, to give ourselves a chance, but the explosive plays were a killer, and losing our rhythm on offense, for 3 plus quarters there. It's just hard. It's a good football team. They put a lot of pressure on you. They did a nice job of coming back out in the second half and playing winning football when they needed to. And, we weren't able to put things together like we were in the first half, and that's how the game went.
Brent, I know you're not into moral victories by any means, but that final 4 minutes of the first half, does it kind of give you a little bit of hope of what this team can be when you
it was
a 4th-down stand?
Yeah, we got a great stop and really a picture-perfect 2-minute drill going into halftime there, and really emphasized trying to win the middle 8. And obviously, we didn't do that coming out in the third quarter, but again, I think it just showed, what we're capable of. And today's there were some signs there, but again, there's no silver lining. Our expectation was to come here and win. If we, can play our best, 4 quarters of football, complementing each other, doing the things that we needed to. We showed that we can do it. And obviously, it's a 60-minute, 4-quarter game, and we weren't able to sustain that.
What is it just Joe John's? What you like about Joe John's performance in his first game?
Yeah, Joe John was really good. He was in a good rhythm. He had answers for the guys, put them in position to be successful. The staff did a fantastic job. I said that on Tuesday that we had a really, again, good response. In the last several weeks, we've actually been good. We've been futile on offense when it came to game day, but there's been some real improvement. And again, you want it to equal victory, and you hate that really hurt for the players because I watch how much they've invested, how hard they've worked. They haven't lost their belief. They're straining to compete and to win their matchups. And so obviously the best reward is winning. You don't want them to lose their belief, and that that commitment that it takes. And so every week is a season of its own, and we'll have to go right back and learn from the good, the bad, and everything else. So, but all that being said, I thought the staff did a nice job, to your point, at coming out swinging right away on Monday with the players. And a very delicate situation like that, it can go two ways quickly. And I thought the staff did a great job of having the guys ready early in the week, and putting their head down and going to work.
Brent,
In the secondary, what's going on? Is it a pass rush thing? And you mentioned the chunk plays against your secondary, especially in the second half. What's going on back there?
Yeah, well, again, we had they nickel and dime it. They're very efficient. They check the sideline, and you got to be careful what you're doing on defense because they can snap the ball anytime. They did a nice job. And again, I alluded to two explosive plays, but we were getting off the field. The quarterback's getting sacked. He's falling to the ground. We got two defenders wrapped around the quarterback's ankles, and we got a guy in man coverage. The guy was blanketed, and we take a peek in the backfield and look at the quarterback, and we get the ball thrown just over our head. They convert. They go on down. They score. I believe that was the little fake toss and the three on the bender. We got a freshman safety, got bad eyes there. We may not have been in the best of calls. I'm not real sure about that, but it's the little things. And so, same thing. You get, we're playing off. You got to stay on top of things. They're a double move team. They did it right in the spot on the field where they like to do it, and we work hard at identifying those different zones on the field. And we got to have more discipline, and everything starts and ends with discipline. And we got to play with it. You got to take the things that you do in the course of game or practice, and you got to take it to game day. And you got to poise under pressure. And teams are too good, and this is a team that's too good. They've got a really good system, and when you make mistakes, they're going to punish you. And it can be the smallest fundamental mistakes, and putting your eyes where they belong is what it's all about. On defense, looking at the right thing, and that's as basic and fundamental as it comes. And on a little, he wasn't really scrambling, but he was stepping up in the pocket. Again, the two defenders, I think it was Desan and somebody else, that were tackling him, and they dropped it over our head, and they go on down and score. We should be off the field, and we weren't. So that's how you lose.
Brent, during the first half, it seemed like Jackson's ability to move around really helps spread out Ole Miss defensively, open up some things in the run game. How much of that was just his ability versus the game plan, and what did you make of Jackson's day?
Yeah, again, overall, I thought it was good, and we play a little better in some other areas. That's have a chance to go on the road and find a way to win that game, and we couldn't do that. But overall, good. But in regards to him running, again, he's a talented, athletic guy, kind of like their guy. We had a few design quarterback runs, like Ole Miss did, and then when you cover everybody, you match people, whether it's a combo match concept or you're playing man-to-man, true man-to-man. Those are always the risk and the rewards that you, as a defensive coach, that are there. That you've got to do a good job of covering up the rush lanes and not letting the quarterback escape and things like that. And so that's a byproduct of maybe them playing some good match coverage, but then your back's against the wall, and a guy like Jackson or a guy like their Jackson can, and they both had moments where they did that today to extend some drives and create field position and points.
Brent, the offensive line, I think it's the second week in a row against giving up 9 sacks. Was it just a case of guys
First half really good, second half not so good, and where we're felt we were down by 2 scores, and so some of it's that Jacob Sexton getting hurt doesn't help. And then again, they did a good job of closing some windows and playing a little tighter at times, and so it'll be a little bit of everybody. We got to help. I thought at times we actually did a nice job in some of the chip protection, and then you can't do that the whole game. And not for what we needed to do to have a chance to win. And so we got to be better there. You can't. That's terrible. We know that. And the first half was a little cleaner from that standpoint. We kept the quarterback upright, and we had a nice rhythm. And again, second half, not so much.
How's Jacob doing?
Sexton?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a little banged up, so, but he's in decent spirit.
Brent, opening drive, you guys faced the choice of chip shot field goal or fourth down. What was your line?
Opening drive,
Yeah.
yeah. So, just wanted to be aggressive. You know, this is a game, this is a team that is going to put a lot of pressure on you. And, you know, we felt we were in a really good rhythm, have an opportunity to, you know, create some good matchups in those short yardage situations. We liked what, you know, our plan was. And, again, going on the road, felt that was what we would need to do to have a chance to win.
Brent, can you talk about Javonte Barnes, just what he gave you running the football and catching the ball?
Again, more of the same of what you've seen from him the last several games, just running with purpose, physical, run through trash. He's getting into a better rhythm each game, and did a nice job. We had some good things designed, you know, as far as the check down game, and he did a nice job of running after the catch and making guys miss and doing the things that, you know, you need to be able to do as an offense when you're playing good people. And, you know, those are things that are there. I thought the quarterback did a nice job of going through a progression, you know, as well, and taking advantage of those at times. But Javonte's done a nice job. He's improved. He's getting better, both pass pro. He did a nice job. You know, it's an aggressive defense. They do a lot with their D-line and with their second-level players. And, again, I thought Javonte did a nice job today, had a good game.
Brent, with 3 straight losses in a row, I know you said that you've seen some improvement here and there, but just how do you keep these guys together? What's the mood in the locker room?
Just, you be honest with them. You know, sometimes the truth hurts, and again, these guys are. I've said it. People may not like that, but these are guys that deeply care. They care about each other. They care for their coaches. They care about their opportunity. They have a lot of respect for being an Oklahoma Sooner. What that means to them and their future. They believe in how we do what we do in regards to preparation and what the game requires and what success requires. But they also understand the game don't owe you nothing. You can do everything you're supposed to do and still be on the losing end of it. And you know what? Your investment week to week, your love and care and passion and energy and leadership can't be conditional. You know, and not if you want to be successful. And at the end of the day, you know, that's what life is, and it's about fighting and getting your ass off the ground and swinging and continuing. You got to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody will. And there's a certain way that you prepare. You know, you can't go into it, you know, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You know, as long as I make my plays or I get my opportunities, or almost you can promise me that we're going to win, man, you have no chance. And you know, I think when guys are real and they're honest with themselves, and they know they have people around them that are going to tell them the truth, take responsibility and accountability for both success and failure. Everybody in that locker room, not just the players, but certainly them included. And so, again, as I challenge them, that third quarter, and give credit to Ole Miss, they did what they needed to do coming out of halftime, and we didn't. But at the end of the day, and I look back at a couple of those drives, is that them or is that us? And I'm all for a guy making a play, you know, because that's the game of football too, especially when you're playing good people. But where do we take responsibility? And it's the smallest, littlest details that'll expose you. And so, again, our guys carry. You don't need no rah-rah speeches. This is a group of guys that, you know, again, from a leadership standpoint, that you know, they're going to fight and chase, and having an expectation of that standard being met every single day. And even when you're 4-4, you know, these guys aren't going to flinch. I promise you. And again, because I think everybody would expect everybody to be divisive, you know, and just in the tanks, and mentally, checking out and all those things. That's not these guys. It's not these guys, and that's not these coaches. And you got a group of guys that have some toughness to them, that care, highly invested, that they recognize, you know, that's part of their legacy too. You know, okay, yep, your name's attached to those losses. everybody has ownership in that, but it's also, it's also about fighting and finishing and improving and leaving the place better, than when you got there. And again, I thought they did a great job of continue to overcome. There's a lot of things going on, and I thought these guys did a great job this week of overcoming, and I wouldn't expect anything less next week.
Thank you, Coach. We got to keep going.